fulfilling your destiny.
The first story I shared in the beginning of this month was about a Jedi serial killer. This next story is a bit shorter and sweeter. It's also from Star Wars Tales and also very not canon, and it's called Planet of the Dead. This story begins with Chewie and Han lost and low on fuel while transporting gems that will pay off a lot of their debt and get the Falcon finally fixed up. Having no choice, they find a nearby planet to land on. But strangely enough, the planet isn't on any of their charts. Scanning the planet, at first there are no life readings, but then something very faint comes up. But Han can't explain it. Nothing makes sense about those readings. As they descend to the surface, they come across buildings perfectly intact. It looks as if everybody either suddenly left, or maybe disappeared. Despite how creepy the planet is, Han tells Chewie to scan for fuel so that they can get out of the system as soon as possible. Getting off the ship to look for fuel, everything is eerily quiet, until someone yells, "Help us!" and a crash is heard. Chewie runs towards the crash noise, but Han decides to keep looking for fuel. The "help us!" is heard again, and Han realizes they're in front of him. Appearing from the mist, corpses grab at Han. "Help me! Don't leave us! Help us! Stay with us!" Han fires his blaster at them, but they begin to circle him, grabbing at him and crushing him. Chewie comes right in time, ripping them off Han and getting them both to the Falcon. Outside, the undead shamble around the ship. Han and Chewie decide they have enough fuel to take off, and it is better to float in space than be torn apart by an army of the undead. Things take a turn for the worse when they realize their fuel lines have been severed. They wait until light, and the undead disappear. Getting off the ship, this time they're greeted by a woman that is alive, holding a child. The woman tells Han that they must leave the planet, that it is haunted. She explains that once they were a small but thriving world on the verge of expansion into space and beyond. Creating a great interplanetary arc, 1,000 of their explorers were launched into space. But something happened, and the ship had to turn back. The return was hasty, and the ship became lost in the planet's natural fog and crashed. There were no survivors. But soon after that, the victims of the crash returned from the dead and began a reign of terror, coming forth every night at the hour of their deaths after a loud crash is heard. The few that are still alive on the planet hide to survive. Han, because he's Han, has an idea and returns to his ship. He remembers Luke telling him that everything in death is the same thing in life, only different. Grabbing the glowing crystals from the ship, Han makes a landing area for the Ark, hoping maybe it will help them successfully land their ship this time. Han and Chewie hear the ship, and this time the ghosts see the markers showing them where they need to land. No screams are heard this time, as the ghost ship successfully makes it onto land. The ghosts leave the ship to return home and rest in peace. Unfortunately for Han, that means leaving the gems so that if they ever get lost again, they will be led home by the guiding lights. Han and Chewie get their fuel and promptly get off the planet. Thanks so much for watching. Please like the video and subscribe for more Star Wars videos.